Alright, so I'm going to be going over an exercise called the hack squat, demonstrating it and explaining it. This exercise is a fantastic squat variation that is less strenuous on the lower back than your traditional barbell back squat. As you can see, it has a nice little place to rest your back. It is going to involve, again, primarily the quadriceps, but also the glutes and hamstrings. And we can target different muscles as prime movers by switching up our feet placement on this. So gonna get started. So as you can see, there's a lot of knee flexion and extension. Right here in this demonstration, I have my feet fairly low. So my knees are flexing quite a bit and then extending. If you happen to have a history of knee issues, especially anterior knee pain, I would recommend placing your feet a little bit higher on the platform as to decrease the amount of knee flexion, which I will demonstrate later in this video. So looking at my back, you can see it's nice and flush against the pad. My hips, especially my hips and lower back, are connected the entirety of the movement, and my knee angle is below 90 degrees. My knee is in front of my ankle, and that's going to, again, target the quadriceps a little bit more. So again, knees going out over the toes a little bit or going out over the ankles a little bit, a greater or a lesser than 90-degree angle is going to be more quadricep dominant. So I'm going to demonstrate a slightly higher up foot position looking at my knee in comparison to my ankle. You can see that it's at a nice even 90-degree angle there. My hips and lower back are still very much flush and connected all the way to my upper back. That's a very important point for maintaining a healthy lower back. If our back is rounding into a posteriorly tilted pelvis at the bottom of the movement, that's going to be not very friendly to your lower back. So we're going to talk about foot placement a little bit more. What we want to try and enforce when we're placing our feet is our knees going out over our toes. Now, many of you who try this movement will get a little bit of knee cave. That's called valgus, and there's a primary muscle group, the abductor outside of the hip group, that's going to be the main preventer of that. And to turn on your abductors, what you want to do is think of screwing yourself into the platform with your feet, so externally rotating your femur, which I'll demonstrate just like that feeling, however, without actually moving your feet. So kind of that external rotation feeling will help you turn on your abductors and keep your knees tracking properly. So again, going to demonstrate several different foot positions. This will be a slightly wider stance and just a little bit higher up, which is going to involve a little bit more hamstring and glute. Again, find what's comfortable for you and what your knees can take. And then again, a very high foot position, much more hamstring and glute than the lower position with my feet. And this is going to be a little bit less strenuous on my patellar tendon, but still going to target the quadriceps to some degree because we're still having knee flexion. So finally going to demonstrate it with a little bit of weight. This is a great exercise. I do really enjoy it. And if you especially have lower back pain, it's a fantastic one to replace your back squat with. So again, observing my hips, my lower back, you can see my hip joint dips below my knee. My hip crease dips below my knee, and that's dipping below 90 degrees with my hips. That's not entirely necessary. However, greater range of motion is always going to be my preference. Greater range of motion is going to lead to a better stretch and contraction, and therefore hopefully better strength gains and better muscle growth. But again, I've really been enjoying this variation lately, and it is a staple in a lower body program if your gym has one.